So AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she was speaking yesterday in the House, and she was going off on Senate Republicans and corporate Democrats. So check it out, man.
Represent one of the hardest hit communities in the hardest hit city in this country, Queens, New York. 13 dead in a night in Elmhurst Hospital alone. Our community's reality is this country's future if we don't do anything. Hospital workers do not have protective equipment. We don't have the necessary ventilators, but we have to go into this vote eyes wide open. What did the Senate majority fight for? One of the largest corporate bailouts with as few strings as possible in American history. Shameful. The greed of that fight is wrong for crumbs, for our families. And the option that we have is to either let them suffer with nothing or to allow this greed and billions of dollars, which will be leveraged into trillions of dollars, to contribute to the largest income inequality gap in our future. There should be shame about what was fought for in this bill and the choices that we have to make.
Let's understand something. History is going to reveal who stood for justice and who stood for oppression. It will. It will. The time will tell. This crisis is going to play itself out. People are going to lose their jobs. Millions of people are going to suffer. But it's going to be the efforts of progressives and even some on the populist right who end up going down in history as those who tried to stand in the way of this corporate tsunami. So kudos to AOC, kudos to Bernie Sanders, kudos to all the progressives, and again, kudos to those on the populist right. They tried their best. They tried their absolute best. This stimulus package is going to be signed. I think it was already signed by Donald Trump today. If not, it's going to be signed today. And that's a wrap. It's going to go down as largely a corporate handout. That's what history is going to reveal. It revealed it in 2008, and it's revealing it again. We're repeating the same mistakes. We keep making the same mistakes because the system is rigged. People like AOC, people like Bernie Sanders, progressives understand that. And that's why they're going to go down as history as those who fought for the people and fought for the workers and not for those at the top. And as she said, man, it's really a shame. It's a shame that in the most unprecedented crisis, arguably in modern American history, our elected leaders acted like the baboons that they are, acted like the fools that they are, and couldn't find it within themselves to stand up for workers and stand up for their rights. A $4.25 trillion slush fund. And yet we couldn't even get a moratorium on rent, evictions, foreclosures, mortgages. We couldn't even get a massive amount of coronavirus treatment and aid towards that. We couldn't even get New York to have the ventilators that they need in order to save lives. But this is what it is, man. This is what America has come to. When there's a pandemic, when there's a potential economic depression, these politicians are still going to be on the side of the corporate interests who end up getting them elected. And that's why this system, I think, is going to start crumbling to the ground. People are going to get angry. People are going to get scared. People are going to get confused. And in the end, I think they're going to be shown to the light. AOC, Ilhan Omar, Ro Khanna, and all the candidates that Justice Democrats has supported, MoveOn.org has helped support, and the movement that Bernie Sanders is up to create, that's going to be the way forward throughout this crisis. And my generation and millennials and the younger people across this country, I think we're going to be at the forefront of that. So, look, man, keep your head up. Keep your head up and keep fighting the good fight. Take inspiration from people like AOC. Because honestly, it is refreshing to see that someone is out there fighting on our behalf.
Chillin' with the boys, yeah, we making all this noise. Can't complain, riding in the fast lane. To the top, we don't stop up till past 5 o'clock.